Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hayden Raven, and welcome to Deposition. Now, this game interested me very much as soon as it came out. I picked it up, I put it in a tab, and I saved it for later, and that is that time. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me for this fun little clickable adventure into what I believe is a crime story. Which character do I want to be? I'm actually going to go with the policeman. We have a problem with the paper factory's case. No, you're not going to work on it. You're a pen pusher. I need you for the shabby case. Okay then. Well, you suck. Pantaleon is on the paper factories. It will soon be resolved. Just with all these paper thefts, we only have 3.5 sheets left. We only have 3.5 sheets left. Okay. One is in your typewriter. Smith and Smith have the other two. Smith and Smith. Okay then. And we have a case to handle. Indeed, you do, because we're so busy. There are 3 suspects and I need a report ASAP. Indeedly dumbly. I entrust one to you, Smith, and Smith will deal with the others. Okay then. What do I have to do? So you have to take the statement on this one sheet of paper. Take the statement? Is there any clickables in this? Unfortunately, I can't speed up the text anymore. Write down everything you can, every little detail. You never know when the clues are. You never know where the clues are. I'm sorry, I can't read. Be careful. What space is available? You have 13 lines on the paper sheet. Interesting. Am I actually going to be typing in this? This seems pretty cool. And don't add a personal opinion. The judge hates it. Indeed. If the judge hates all my personal emotional writings. Oh, last thing. Only use the front. That seems an awful waste. My daughter is coming tonight, and if she has nothing to draw on, she's going to be uncontrollable. Adjust your paper, test if your typewriter works, and I'm sending you suspect. I'm sending you suspect. I'm sending you a suspect. Grammar, Mr. Whoever you are. Chief, perhaps. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. It actually works. Okay. Aha, okay, that's how we play this. Okay, very cool. What a horrible worm. What a horrible room. You work here all year? I don't know how you do it. Indeed, Mr. Sir. Would you mind moving so I can start writing? There's no other place. Well, indeed. This is how my fiancée was murdered. Mr. Dead was my fiancé. I know what you think, and you are right. I'm not as attractive as I used to be. Mr. Dead. Murdered. Okay then. But I am rich. And Mr. Dead needed money, so he courted me very well. His intentions never bothered me. He was adorable to me, and that's all that mattered. He was my dear Dead. Dead murdered. Okay then. And that night, he invited me to meet a couple of friends. Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, I think. Met Mr. and Mrs. Abbott. Okay. A lovely young girl and an The young woman will soon leave him, in my opinion. She had no sign of attention to him during the whole evening. First of all, he ordered a beer as an aperitif. Okay. A beer. How can you love someone who orders a beer? Mr. Abbott. Fortunately, we didn't have to put up for that horrible character's conversation. Why is that? He doesn't say anything all through dinner. He was quiet. It must all be said, my dear Dead was getting all the attention. From who, I wonder? From who? He was wonderful. He teased me all the time. Mrs. Abbott, too, was charmed. Mr. Abbott probably didn't appreciate. Mr. Dead gave me a witty compliment, and it made Mr. Abbott jealous, I think. So, okay. So they're jealous. He's jealous of them, I guess. Okay. You understand? He could never compliment his wife that beautifully, anyway. Very jealous. The violent man grabbed a bottle of wine and broke it on the table. Oh my. To turn it into a weapon, you know, like in horrible westerns. Violent. Sorry, it's hard to remember all that. Did I actually get anything of that sort? We all got up. Someone pulled a knife out of his pants pocket. Out of a pants pocket? Just someone random. I was standing back, my head was turning. I only saw this hand holding a knife. Your hand? I heard Miss Abbott screaming. Miss Abbott, no longer Mrs. While seeing Mr. Dear Dead's body fall off. Oh my. Lifeless. Indeed. Who done it? That is the question. Sorry, I have to go. Well, are you really... Oh, my dear Dead, why? Why, my dear Dead? Interesting. Send report. What did I actually get to write? Mr. Dead murdered, met Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, split perhaps, a beer, Mr. Abbott, he was quiet, very jealous, violent, and very spelled very wrong. Okay, let me see if I can actually write anything else on this that might have something. So let's read what I have, everyone. My name is Hayden Revilla, Mr. Dead murdered, met Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, split perhaps, a beer, Mr. Abbott, he was quiet, very jealous, violent. Murder, weapon, knife. Miss Abbott is believed the killer, as well as Mr. Abbott. The suspect was also a part of the murder, and Mr. Dead. Mr. Dead, they're all guilty, trust no one. Great, yeah. Anyway, this was a really cool thing. I want to... Deposition, thank you for playing. You see only one side of the game, but it is desired. 3 players take statements, and another must solve the murder through these statements. Of course, you can refresh this page to see the other side, but is it worth it? Honestly, I don't know. Get my sheet. Wonderful. Cool. Whoa, is that an actual download? That just downloaded. That's so cool. Let me refresh. I want to see the judges page because this is worth it. This is worth it. I like the little typewriter mechanic. This is so cool. Okay, so the other side of this story is seen through the judge's office. Here are the reports from yesterday's murder. Okay then. I assume that it's going to be... We're having some paper problems right now. I assume it's Mr. Mrs. Abbott and whoever I interviewed. So we only had 3 tiny little sheets to write on it all down. One from each suspect. But I hope there's enough to find out who's lying in this story, and therefore who is the murderer. Indeed, this is going to be fun. I'll let you read the reports, and then I'll bring you the suspects. Okay, cool. Very cool. Good luck. Good luck indeed. Okay, goodbye. What do I do about this? Sorry, but nobody take a full statement for now, so there isn't any murderer to solve. Mystery. Oh, they exited out. You can play the police role or wait. Best regards, Dunnan. Sorry, but there's nobody to take full statement from right now. Are you serious? Suspect in it to Mr. Dead, or Abbott and Lady Pet. Lady Pitt seducing Mr. Dead. Suspect and Mr. Dead in relationship. Mr. Dead struck Dead with knife after dinner. Suspect aims poor recollection. Cool. Sorry, but nobody take a full statement for now, so there isn't any murder mystery to solve. You can play the police role or wait. Best regards, Dunnan. Who killed Mr. Dead? Lady Pete? Daisy Ascot? Lady Pete? Or Sam Abbott? I'm going to say Mr. Abbott. Dang it, I'm the only one being accused. I'm not even surprised. I've been the perfect scapegoat. It must have ended badly. Well, even worse than my miserable daily life. I accept my fate. Arrest me. But you arrest an innocent man. Oh my. Thank you for playing. You only see one side of this story desired. Let me see the other 2 and see what they say. I'm actually going to go with Daisy Ascot. Well, my life was ruined anyway. Why? Without my love, I have no reason to live. Oh my. Then live free or in prison. Okay. Which saddens me though, and even makes me angry. Isn't that the real killer won't pay for his crime? His crime? I thought we deduced that the other one was quote-unquote innocent. Okay, so let me see the last one and see what happens. Let's go with Lady Pete and see what happens. Okay, I confess. Indeed. I lied to your cop. Of course, you were the only one wrong. Mr. Dead was horrible to me, and last night, he was worse. He was worst. Okay. Old age is already hard to live with, so when someone drags me through the mud, someone drags you through the mud, what happens? Either you accept your fate, or you make him pay the price. I don't like that. I don't like this lady. Whatever the consequences. Stop me if it suits you, but never make fun of my age. Could also cost you dearly. Well, you're kind of in a police station, so I doubt that you could actually do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our time with Deposition. This was really cool. I really like games like this. They're very short, they've got a very unique mechanic surrounding by it, and that's honestly what I take most from this game, is the mechanic. And I really like that. I love the typewriter. I love it. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time for the last time this evening. So I must bid you a good evening and a good night. I'll see you.